Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, November the 13th. It is the new moon. The new moon is today. You guys have the video on the weekend, went over it, you got your chart. Futures are pretty much flat now, even though we were down pretty nice overnight. We were down to around SPX 43.95, 43.94, and a little bit of a bounce as the Europeans started waking up because millions of people protesting in your streets in major European cities over the weekend is bullish. Just like Moody's downgrading the US to negative right after the close on Friday. So enjoy yourselves as we go into this week, which I'm going to remind you. Having had a look at futures, I will remove that and put it back where it belongs. The QQQ at the moment is up to its highest level of the day, 377.70. Close was 378.39. There is a trade for today and for tomorrow doing spreads on QQQ in your email. IWM, I'll post it in the room as well. IWM, less of a shitty gap down, very close to that 169. And SPY having closed at 440.61, trolling right here around 440. You have trades on SPY and QQQ for the bigger, wider, smarter version picture that are in your weekend email. And as we go into this, I will start the reminder process. 10 gap ups in a row. No, sorry, we're on QQQ. 11 gap ups in a row. 2 consecutive green weeks. Go back as far as you want. You can even go back here to September, the end of September, middle of October. 3 green weeks in a row as we went and posted that high right there, 373.74, which we have broken. 373.74, your October high, is your primary short-term dip spot. That's what you'll be looking at. Come over to the QQQ or the SPX. Apologies. I've got a severe thunderstorm outside and I want to go play in the rain. November on the SPX is 220 points already. The bounce is 314 points. We're up 7.66% from Israel invading Gaza October 27th. 10 gap ups in a row, 2 consecutive green weeks. SPX and QQQ are not identical. So bring it over onto the charts. Okay. SPX, very simply, big move. We are above the 100, the 5-day, the 50-day, the 10-day, the 20-day, the 200-day. The 400-day was tagged when we hit this bottom over here. Again, having been bullish and having gone over that already, we've far exceeded all of my bounce targets for the month of November. And we did that in the very first couple of days of the month. We had a 27-point dip, a 27-point dip, and that dip last week on Thursday with the bond auction was a 49-point dip. We have a gap that needs to be filled overnight from on Friday, and we are up above everything, having succumbed to the "this is the greatest thing in the world" rally. So here we are, gap, 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 gap. Got your gaps. 44.34. That was pretty loud. 44, 34, 35. Major Fibonacci up above here. 44, 34, 35 gives you a plus, do the math there, 330 point bounce off of your lows. For the month of November, I have no idea, but it's going to be bringing you close into that 250, 260 range for your point range. 43.83.72 is your major price pivot, which you very well know. And that will be about all that I want to talk about on that. QQQ. Again, over here, came right up to your 378.51. You are on the new moon today. The new moon takes place today, but NVIDIA does not report earnings until a week from tomorrow. I've got a couple of spreads in there in the email and in the alert room over there for you for spread room. And here's your gap from Friday. I would only be, like we said, looking at that QQQ October high at 373.74. Anything below that, we fractionally might have something to work with. But that would be about as low as I would be looking for in the interim today and tomorrow. Bring on to the VIX. VIX, IWM. As you can see here, IWM 161 up to 175 and has minus 1%, minus 1%, minus 1% down on the day. Oh, wait a minute. You mean everybody's rallying? Oh, okay. I'm going to go run with my little amputated stumps because, yeah, again, up here, 168, 169 over on the IWM. This thing is the canary in the coal mine, but it doesn't really matter. We're not going to talk about that. The VIX. So here we are on the VIX. Friday, crush the VIX, crush the VIX. Now we got a big gap up over the weekend on the VIX. We're back up to 15. So unfortunately, because of these 10 days, 11 days that we have been on these gap ups, go, 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 we have nothing to do but respect the fact that there is a gap below on the VIX that very likely is expected to be filled. If you fill the gap down on the VIX, that means that the S&P and the NASDAQ are going up. Doesn't mean they're in a rocket, but they're going up. So this 1542, which we are literally 35 points away from, 35 cents, is going to really matter. That 1542 and any kind of break above 1542 and the new moon, and as tinfoil hat as some of you might think it is, you've seen the full moon. Now you're going to start watching the new moon. So that's what we're working with right there. Come on here onto just a 2-day chart to show you what we're working with over on the SPX, and that's where you're at. I would have zero expectations of getting a breakdown below 44.44 until we see that there is something of greater significance that's moving us into that area. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Mondays have all closed green. Since the second half of this year has begun, you had one red close on the SPX, and it was only minus 7 points. Back here on October 23, you had one red close over there on the QQQ on a Monday. And where was it? September 25? No, it was. Anyway, it was one of these little days over here in September, and it was fractionally red. So Mondays like to be green. Don't jump in front of the truck. Keep everything small and tight. And January and March are still there, open, ready to be entered into. If you really want to go and push the button and microwave it into a shorter term time frame, December 15th. But if you're absolutely needing to have it done immediately, look at December 1. See you guys in the chat room. Have a beautiful morning. And don't forget to play Wheeler Walker. Fuck this job. That's your best motivation to go to work today for all of you that are still at work.